Autonomous trucking startup Gatik raised $200 million in its latest funding round, its largest ever, led by deep-pocketed investors, including the Qatar Investment Authority and Koch Disruptive Technologies. Gatik's CEO and co-founder, Gautam Narang, joins us now. Really interesting list of participants, the most money you've ever raised. What's the biggest story? The capital needs or those that decided to back you?
Yeah, great to be back. The capital is mainly for expansion, right? So most recently, we announced our partnership with PepsiCo.
Right.
That partnership is multi-years. We started working with Pepsi back in 2022. Since then, we have scaled our operations to more than dozens of driverless trucks across multiple markets in Texas, Arkansas, and Arizona. And in addition to PepsiCo, we have long-term commitments from some of the largest retailers, grocers, and CPG companies. So this capital, our $200 million raise, is towards that growth.
What's the main focus? What's the priority? You just need more trucks?
Well, scaling our operations, right? So when I was here earlier this year, I mentioned that we have over $600 million in contracted revenue.
Right.
That number
it's basically a backlog.
That backlog has increased significantly since then. We're actively adding new customers as well. And yes, the capital is towards scaling our footprint. We expect to have hundreds of driverless trucks towards the end of this year. And the plan is to continue scaling that to thousands and beyond.
The basics of it are trucks with a suite of sensors, local compute in part provided by NVIDIA, and then software that you guys write yourselves.
Yep.
Operationally, it sounds like the challenge is just more getting out there.
Yeah.
How much do you feel like you've solved the technology puzzle?
That's fair.
Here?
So it's an execution story from here. The core technology for highway driving and surface streets is already in place. Obviously, with the contracted revenue, we have the customer engagements in place as well. In addition to that, we have a very strong ecosystem of strategic partners. This is Isuzu, NVIDIA, and others that are enabling that scale up.
Right.
With this financing, you're right. Our focus is to keep our heads down and get more trucks on the road.
Qatar Investment Authority. You know, right now you're focused in U.S. cities, particularly U.S. states where regulation is supportive of this, right? Is that a signal that you guys will look to other markets like the Gulf overseas to expand? So,
you know, QIA has been a great partner alongside KDT. And then we also have Kathy from ARC in the round. In my discussions with her and the team, they're super bullish on this. Our focus is currently on North America. The opportunity here is huge, right? We are talking about over $300 billion in the TAM that we are going after. Obviously, there is pull from international markets as well, but the current needs of the customers that we have locally, that's what we remain focused on.
Really interesting economic discussion to be had, right? You know, on a dollar per mile basis, how does Gatik stack up against a human-driven?
Fair. So when it comes to the business model, right, it's transportation as a service. One of the things that is the highlight of the business is each of the customers make multi-year take-or-pay commitments. The other aspect of the business is we are completely asset-light. So the base vehicle and the AV equipment is not on our balance sheet. So
but from the customer's perspective, they're faced with how much does it cost me to move this good?
Exactly, because for them, it's more about meeting that increased capacity. All the customers, they are looking to increase the capacity. The freight volume is expected to increase to over 50% by 2050. So that's where we come in. That's the capacity needs that we are fulfilling for customers like PepsiCo and others.
I know that we're having a very finance-focused conversation, but what are the margins like for you? You know, once you've done the capital expenditures of getting the truck ready and it runs, how does that go?
So one thing to highlight is every delivery that we have done is a paid delivery. You know, these are some very exciting numbers, right? So the fact that we have hundreds of millions of dollars in take-or-pay commitments, and that number keeps on increasing. The base fundamentals of the business are super strong, right? So with the scale that we have in mind, especially with the milestones of driverless operations at scale.
Profitable, strong?
Very strong fundamentals, right? So I do want to highlight the asset-light aspect of the business model, right? So that's where the long-term sustainability comes in.